Okay, so this ARBYS Beef and Cheddar is gonna go together really easy. It's literally gonna take us around 30 minutes to make the mock meat and then to put this whole thing together. Now the first thing that I'm gonna do is make that sweet French sauce that's usually on the bottom bun of the beef and cheddar. All we're gonna be doing is a Ken Steakhouse Creamy French. This is vegan, it's 100% plant-based, and really, we're just gonna do maybe 2 tablespoons. Don't need a whole lot of measurements on this because we're just gonna wing the sauce. But I wanna make that first because we're gonna throw it in the fridge so that way all of the seasonings and flavors can get mixed together. Now, most people would just go right with the French dressing, but honestly, that's not what ARBYS uses. Their French dressing's like a honey French. We're not gonna be doing honey, we're gonna be doing a light agave syrup. So in this case, we're doing about 2 tablespoons of the French and probably about 1 tablespoon of the agave. You can mix it up. It should have a nice kind of like red, transparent look to it. Give it a taste. Like I said, it should be sweet, like a very sweet French. So it's gonna go on the bottom bun. Let's go ahead and just cover that up, throw that in the fridge for the half hour so that way it gets to know each other, and then we're gonna make our meat. Now for the ARBYS meat of the recipe, we're gonna be using bean curd sheets. Tofu, skin, yuba, goes by a bunch of different names. This is the frozen bean curd sheets. We got 2 packages here that are about 3.5, 4 ounces each. This is gonna be enough to make quite a few sandwiches, luckily. Now, this recipe, this idea, this whole concept comes from The Burger Dude. He just made a vegan Italian beef using bean curd sheets. I loved the idea, I loved the concept. Originally, I told him I was gonna be making like a steak and cheese out of these, but then after I thought about it a little bit longer, I had to give my hometown a little love and make the ARBYS Beef and Cheddar with it. It just seemed like it would be the perfect way to replicate it. Now, if anybody doesn't know, I'm originally from Youngstown, Ohio, which is the birthplace of ARBYS. So today, I just was really excited to show that you don't need meat to make ARBYS. Come on, ARBYS, meat is easy. Try something new. So let's just get started on this. We're just gonna let our bean curd sheets thaw out, and then we're just gonna tear them into large chunks. Probably have to unfold a few of them at a time. And just get kind of large pieces, kind of like this. Once we get those large pieces, then we can get moving here. And it doesn't matter if you have some bigger or smaller pieces, you know, they don't all have to be perfect. And you can have some like smaller chunks, you know, think about it just like how ARBYS beef is. It's not like this perfect cut of meat, you know. And make sure you go check out The Burger Dude, watch that original video where he made that Italian beef because he made everything to go along with it. And I'll tell you, that sandwich looked unbelievable. Like if you get to the end of this video and you think this sandwich looks incredible, wait until you see his, because wow, did that look good. I can't wait to try it. So here it is, here is our soy skin. It's all tore up. Now, all we're gonna do is just add some beef flavored broth to a saucepan with about 3 cups of water. Now, I've actually decided to switch out the saucepan for a large skillet. For my beef flavored broth, I'm just gonna be using the Shangi, this stuff right here. This is what I like. You can find it a lot of times in Asian markets, but this stuff, it's really good, it's really simple, it's vegan, there's no beef in it, but it does have a nice beef taste. The Burger Dude used Better Than Bouillon beef flavor, and that stuff is really good. I think any beef flavored broth is going to work for you in this recipe. Now for the rest of the ingredients, I was gonna follow along with The Burger Dude, but he made an Italian roast beef. I wanna make this taste like ARBYS. So this is kind of like winging it, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna get it pretty close. The only thing that we're gonna add to this to make it just a little bit more beefy is we're gonna add about a teaspoon of mushroom seasoning and a teaspoon of Marmite. That's gonna give it a little bit more of that beefy flavor, and now we're gonna add the rest of the ingredients for the ARBYS flavor. Just gonna add a ½ teaspoon of onion powder, ½ teaspoon garlic powder, a little bit of black vinegar, this is my own addition, ½ teaspoon liquid smoke, teaspoon blackstrap molasses, give it that irony taste. I'm gonna add a pinch of black pepper, pinch of salt. Now, this recipe is not in my new book, but there's a ton of recipes that are, and thank you to everybody that pre-ordered and you're getting your book now. I love seeing all of the messages. It means so much to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and double special extra thank you to everybody that's ordered on Amazon and left a review. It's awesome. It helps so much, and I don't know if you know that, but it really does make a difference. So real quick, let me drop the trailer for my new book right here, just for a second. then we'll get back to the recipe.
Making Vegan Meat, the Plant-Based Food Science Cookbook, is my new book where I show you how to make high-quality vegan, plant-based, and fungi-based meat alternatives at home. Dive into the methods that are used by some of the biggest commercial vegan meat brands to make faux meat that will rival anything that you can buy in the store.
Now, if you really want to get into the color, you could use like beetroot juice. That's going to give it like a nice red tone. The Burger Dude used like a red yeast rice powder, which is really going to give it like a nice red tone as well. I want to add a touch of sweetness to this to kind of mimic Arby's roast beef that has that little hair of sweetness. I think they use probably like a corn syrup or something in their roast beef. I'm gonna mimic the color and that sweetness with some pomegranate molasses. That's gonna give it like a nice red color along with some of that sweetness. Just a touch. Now the star of the beef and cheddar beyond just the beef is the cheddar sauce. Now I thought about making my own cheddar sauce. It's not hard. I have a few recipes on the channel, but I wanted to do something quick today. Like I said, keep it under half an hour. So we're just gonna do about 5 slices of Violife cheddar into a saucepan, along with 2 slices of the field roast chow. Now, you don't have to do this. You could just do, the Violife cheddar on its own. I think it's pretty good with the chow. But if you heat this up just on its own, you're gonna end up with like a stretchy, almost gooey cheese. We need this to be like a nice runny cheese sauce. And because these are both starch-based, they have emulsifiers built into them, we're gonna add about a 1/4 cup of water and a teaspoon of sodium citrate. That's gonna kind of help these melt together and create like a nice cheddar cheese sauce. Now all we gotta do is just keep whisking that cheese sauce until it is ready. I mean, look at how perfect this is. It came out perfect. The meat is almost done. It's just kind of cooking out the last of that liquid. Now, you do want to let this meat cook out for just a little bit because otherwise it's going to be way too watery. You could pour it into a colander, kind of save that liquid if you want for like a dipping sauce, or you can just kind of like give it a good squeeze if you want to kind of like get out a lot of that remaining liquid because let's face it, Arby's meat's not that juicy. Now, luckily, Arby's Beef and Cheddar is just a simple onion roll, which is not that hard to find, made completely vegan. So onto the bottom bun, let's scoop on some of our French sauce. Now on top of that French, let's just pile on a nice serving of our roast beef. I mean, I'm sorry, but look at that. And then we need to pile on some of our cheddar sauce right on top. Make sure that is coming out from all sides, completely coated. Oh my God, this is gonna be one of my favorite sandwiches. Monica doesn't like them sloppy, so it might be a little rough for her, but I think it's gonna be awesome. Oh my gosh, look at these. So I'm trying something new. If you wanna see the taste test, click right here. Make sure you subscribe. And if you don't wanna see the taste test, this is the video that YouTube thinks that you're gonna like, this one.